Welcome back to another episode of Gray Street Radio featuring me, Danny.
And me, Mikey. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
It's been about 3 weeks, maybe more.
But we're glad to be back with you guys. Of course, these 3 weeks have been pretty busy for, especially me, because I just got a new house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope you guys will understand. Danny's been in the process of moving. So, he's been very busy. We haven't been able to record. We actually haven't even been able. I know we said a while ago we were going to do a cover of Baby It's Cold Outside, but that seems like it's not going to be a possibility.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on.
But we'll make it up to you by making a full Christmas album next year.
Yeah. Wait, what?
So anyways, this is a very special episode. We've got Bowblax, YouTuber known for the Twitter Versus series. He's at 230K subscribers right now.
It's a lot of subs.
That is a lot of subs.
More subs than Subway, Jersey Mike's, and Quiznos combined.
I've never had Quiznos.
Never had Quiznos? Well,
No.
There's actually one nearby
I think that
you.
one commercial scared me.
What?
The one that goes, "The Quiznos subs!" That was like terrifying.
Well, they're really good. Don't let the commercial scare you. I promise.
It did scare me though.
They're pretty. But it's funny though because Quiznos has been around for so long, and it's been around longer than Jersey Mike's as far as I'm here in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any more Quiznos. They're like all gone except for one.
Yeah, there's one that I know, but I don't even know where it is.
It's off of where is it? It's off of Bird Road and
72nd.
I think
It's next to the BK. I know.
Around there.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, it's nearby my place, I think. So, anyways, guys, there's a lot of things going on top of this interview. My address, by the way, is.
Why are you saying your address? Now I have to fucking censor it.
Because it was funny.
No, now I have to get in the work and fucking censor it.
Well, you had to do edit.
Prick.
You had to do edits anyways.
But dude, like, come on, man. No, like, what if I forget, huh? And then your address is out there. Ooh.
Doesn't really matter. What are they gonna do?
They're gonna send you yarmulkes.
I'm American. I have guns.
No, but they're gonna send you yarmulkes because you're Mike the Kike.
I am Mike. Well, we're gonna have to censor that.
Why?
I don't. That's a straight up slur. We're not gonna say that on our
But
podcast.
I'm Jewish.
You are not Jewish.
Says who?
Says your Christmas tree downstairs.
That doesn't mean shit. All right, I could be.
I'm gonna say your address now. How do you like that, Mapples?
I could be a Messianic Jew.
Anyways,
Ooh.
so on top of this interview, we do have a few announcements for you guys. So one, we're working on a Patreon. We're not releasing it yet, but probably by the next episode or the New Year's episode, we will be announcing our Patreon. The tier lists, the tiers will probably be like $3, $5, $20. We'll work on it.
$100, $1,000.
Well, at that point, I have no clue what we would do for them.
I would just.
We have like nothing to offer yet.
You would be at our.
We'll give you like 50 shirts.
We'll give you
I
like.
have no clue.
We'll give you like a dick pic. I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Well, I'll send mine. I don't care.
My dick's special, bro.
Yeah, it's like mentally retarded.
Yeah. So anyways, so we're going to be working on a Patreon, but what's coming out this week, yesterday, because we're uploading this Saturday, I believe. Yesterday, we released a brand new single. Actually, our intro, we forgot to mention this, our new intro, I know it's been Woman for a while, but now our intro is going to be Weak. This song's called Weak. It was, most of the music was written by Danny, and I wrote the lyrics and did the main vocals for it. I also did, for the rock version, I did all the guitar parts for it. And Aiden was on bass, and then, the drums and everything else was done by
Aiden
Danny.
wasn't on the drums. I was on the drums.
No. I was saying, I was going to say that you were on the drums.
Technically.
But, so we hope you'll enjoy that. There's actually two versions of the song. Now, the intro had the rock version, and that's the main version of the song. That's the single version. It's going to be up on Spotify, Apple Music. Well, it is up because you're listening to this on Saturday. It's up on Spotify, Apple Music, anything you can think of. It's probably there. And then there's a trap version of the song. If you know me personally, I've been mentioning that we're working on a trap song. That ended up being the side version of the song, and it will be in the final album, maybe. Perhaps we'll think about it. But that will be up on Bandcamp and on YouTube, the trap version, so that way you guys can download it for free if you like the song. And I believe we're going to be also putting up the rock version on Bandcamp as well, so you can get that one for free as well. On top of that, the art, by the way, we got a shout out at Planet for Weirdos. I believe that's her at. she's the one that did the art, the single cover for Week, and I'm very, very happy. I think it's a great piece of art. She did a great job on it, I think. We're gonna have merch of that art. We're gonna be selling it on, you're gonna have it on T-shirts, hoodies, zipper hoodies, the whole 9 yards. Well, those are
our
the three.
Teespring.
Yes, on our Teespring. The link will of course be in the description.
Teespring.com/Gray Street merch, is it?
I guess.
Gray Street store, Gray Street.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description.
But we also want to thank Bowblax again for being on this podcast. We really appreciate
that. Shout out
that.
to Blaxing the Bow.
Yeah, Blaxing the Bow. He's a great Twitter, Reddit YouTuber. He doesn't do Reddit. Though I think
if he did Reddit, it would just him being like, I don't know, watching retards argue the whole time.
That's true, but that's kind of like what Twitter's like.
I don't know, but here's the thing. Like, I have a semblance of respect for Twitter. For Reddit, it's all just a bunch of neckbeards trying to figure out who's the most virgin of all. You know what I mean? Like, it's
That's
just
true.
Reddit is just such.
And I don't even use Reddit.
Place. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, honestly, I only go on Reddit because of the memes. Like, that's the only reason to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Twitter. Well, we all know how Twitter is. Twitter is fucking cesspool.
But anyways, guys. So yeah, to just quickly recap. New song, new intro, which is the new song. 2 versions of that new song, new merch, potential Patreon on the way. Tomorrow, on Sunday, you'll be watching the live show because we actually played a show on Thursday. And hopefully that went well. If it's not up tomorrow, you know we did not do well.
And lastly, Michael, I think it's time you say it.
What do you want me to say?
Just we all know.
Is it time to ride? Is it time to ride the bike? I don't know what you wanted me to say.
No, I was just fucking with you.
Oh, well, it's time to ride the bike. The training wheels are coming off. Here's the interview with Bowblax. We hope y'all enjoy it. All right, so we are here with Bowblax. He's a YouTuber known now for the Twitter Versus series. He's got over 200K. Do you want to say your exact subscriber count right now?
I think it's 236K.
Dude, you're gonna hit 250K soon enough.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. It's great.
It is great.
So how long? I mean, how long have you been doing this whole Twitter?
Well, your channel's existed since 2011, right?
Yes. But I've been doing the Twitter thing since 2017. But it didn't become like full force, like consistently doing it until 2019. 2018 and 2017, I was just kind of doing it off and on as like a side project without consistently uploading the Twitter Versus stuff. And obviously at the time it wasn't called Twitter Versus. It was just called Twitter Recap or whatever. So.
Right.
But it's essentially the same thing, except not me speaking, just the tweets and music in the background without me speaking.
Yeah,
so.
you were kind of more like, if I can compare it, I think it was like, I went back and saw some of your older videos. It was more like memology style.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, but you originally were doing Let's Plays when you first started doing YouTube, right?
Yes. I did Let's Plays from 2011 to 2018.
Right.
So.
And I also saw, this isn't going to be, you know what, I will ask a little bit about it. I saw that Jedge made a video about how you made a Wario 64 mod to like Super Mario 64.
Yes.
What's the story behind that?
It's back in like 2012, 2011, so I don't know the exact details behind the inspiration to make it. But basically, I think I was just playing a lot of Mario 64 on emulators and trying out a lot of Mario 64 ROM hacks because there was a big resurgence in the ROM hack community. That's when like really custom Mario 64 ROM hacks started being made. Like for example, Mario 64 Star Road, I think came out around that time. So I wanted to try and make my own Mario 64, ROM hack because I love the game so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really bad at it, but there was like this fan-made tool called like Toad's Tool, and it was really primitive and scuffed, but I decided to make it for fun, and I never finished it, but I did release multiple demos on my channel, which is what Jedge ended up reviewing. Which I did like that video a lot. It did give me a bunch of nostalgia. He brought up stuff that I like completely forgot about it. So.
Yeah, and I saw it. He hit. I actually watched it a few days ago. It's past like 5K now, so he did really good with that too.
Yeah, the presentation was really good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I forgot to, but I meant to DM him saying the only thing he needs to work on is like kind of his delivery, and he's got like a good, like I thought the video was very very good. He's very close to like having a really good like formula, I guess I'd say. But
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, other than that, but let's okay. So now I'm gonna go into the more basic type of interview questions. So let's start off with what were the YouTubers you would say that inspired you to start making videos at first? Do you have anyone specifically in mind?
Oh, videos in general or the Twitter versus stuff?
Let's start with videos in general, and then we'll move on
All
to
right.
Twitter versus.
So, who directly inspired me to start doing Let's Plays was a YouTuber called Chugga Conroy. I still think he does Let's Plays to this day. He has about 1 million subs now. He's pretty much the biggest in the community prior to PewDiePie coming up, because I started kind of like before PewDiePie got big. And he was Let's Playing Pikmin, because I was basically looking at Pikmin videos on YouTube because I'm a huge Pikmin fan, and I saw his videos. I'm like, holy shit, people record themselves talking about video games while playing them on YouTube. I like talking. I like playing video games. Let's do it. So I just did it right away.
Right. And then on the Twitter versus side, what started getting you towards more the like YouTube drama scene?
Yeah, so basically, I had my second channel, which is now my main channel. If you notice the URLs, it's like my main channel is Bowblax 2, and my second channel is Bowblax because I swapped main and second. But basically, on my second channel, I was just casually uploading like Twitter compilations because I've always been interested in YouTube drama, but I've just been like a viewer of it. And I have a really bad short-term memory and long-term.
Right.
I just have a bad memory in general. So I made those videos actually specifically for me. Initially, they were private, just so I could go back and look at tweets whenever like I'm listening to Tommy C or some other person talk about drama, so I could like keep up to date with what's going on. And I just decided to make it public on a whim. I'm like, whatever. And then it caught on. It got a lot of traction, so I just kept doing it.
Right. I will say I really do like I've been watching Twitter versus since I think I started watching After Hours first. Basically the way I found you and Augie was so I've been watching Tommy since like 2016, 2015. Then I started watching Nick, and from Nick's Just Destiny video, that's where I found you and Augie. So I've been watching you guys since that specific situation. But I've always really liked the Twitter versus videos. They're super helpful, especially when like you actually like have a personal life and you've got like you can't, obviously I can't, and a lot of people can't just be on Twitter all the time. So your videos are like super helpful to be caught up and have full context to certain dramas.
Exactly. And I think that context is like super important because I feel like when a lot of YouTubers like reply and they're like guilty, but they're trying to like pretend they're innocent or whatever and like get away with it, they always heavily rely on the lack of context their audience has. Like they say a bunch of shit on Twitter and then people make videos based on that, and then they're like, they explain the situation, but they rely on the lack of context so that people will be on their side.
Yeah.
And I think my videos help keep people accountable in that way. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of reasons why I like my videos, but that's just like one of them.
Yeah, even on a tiny level that happens too. Like when I get into just my tiny little Twitter arguments, people will just try to misconstrue what I say. So I have to like, I feel like even personally, I have to screenshot the things like I say, because then someone will delete what they said and try to like twist what I'm trying to say. And
Exactly.
And so of course the bigger YouTubers with more influence and more fans are gonna do that too.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah.
So how did you meet Augie?
When the Pokimane situation, the copyright strike situation, happened in late 2018, Augie made a video about it, and he tagged me on Twitter, and that was literally the first video anyone's ever made about me. He made this video before the Fainted video came out, so it was before the situation blew up. It was relatively small, and he made a video on it, and I saw it, and I started watching his streams when he had, like, no viewers,
Right.
and I reached out to him because I liked him, so.
All right, cool. That's a pretty normal way to just run into someone on the internet, I'd say.
Yeah.
How do you feel about okay, hold on, I'm trying to think of what the next question would be. So let's go into present day. Who would you say are your favorite YouTubers Who would you say is your favorite YouTuber right now, and who would you say is your least favorite YouTuber?
My favorite YouTuber is probably Lemon because he's really good at creating like a narrative and a structure, and he can do it on like pretty interesting topics.
Yeah.
I also like JonTron a lot. My least favorite YouTuber, I really don't focus on that. Like, oh, what's my least favorite YouTuber or whatever. There's people that annoy me like for different reasons, I guess, but that's more like personal, not really about their content. If there's content I don't like, it's more just like I won't watch it, but other people clearly like it because it gets views, so whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like very small people that I don't like their content and I don't like them as a person, but I don't really want to mention them.
No, yeah, it's totally fair.
But yeah, I don't really focus on like what's my least favorite YouTuber.
Right. Well, I did mean a little bit on the personal side too, because I can say right now personally, I just rewatched Nicholas Diorio. I watched Nick's videos on the whole Zaptai situation, and it just like reinvigorated my disdain for I'm Alex. Like he's someone I have no problem saying out loud that I really don't like I'm Alex, and I think a lot of people like in our community agree with that sentiment, especially especially after the Zaptai interview that just happened.
Yeah. I don't like Alex either for obvious reasons. I wouldn't say he's like among my least favorite YouTubers though, because there's people like Red Kiwis. Red
Kiwis is an actual pedo. Yeah. That's like different levels.
Maker. Yeah.
No, yeah.
But on like a non-illegal level, like
right.
I guess I'm Alex is definitely one of the worst.
No, yeah, no. Red Kiwis he's something else. That whole situation, I'm wondering what's going to happen with that now, because it seems like he's kind of decided to disappear a little bit right now, and I'm kind of worried that the whole situation is just going to disappear again.
Yeah, probably. Like, I made a video about it. Not a lot of people, it's not like a trending topic. I think creators care about it, and some people, like hardcore Twitter users, care about it. But the general public just does not, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I guess. So. And then they're his fans too. They're all just so young. I got into an argument with someone on Twitter about it, and they just couldn't understand why it was wrong what he did. And it was like it felt like there was like a mental block there, and that might be another reason why it's not picking up, because there's just so many people that they don't understand the full context. But I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of how Twitter is sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So because I actually have some questions from the regulars from After Hours and from your channel. But before we get to that, I do want to ask, what would you say is up? Do you have any like things you're working on or something that you're trying to aim for in the future for your channel?
Loosely, not really, honestly. Like, my day-to-day is mostly just like, okay, what's the next topic? Make a Twitter versus about it, move on. If I really, really feel the need to talk about something and I feel like I can't get my opinion in on After Hours, whether there's too many people talking or I just can't, like, I want to display it in a more clear fashion, I will make a commentary video. Like, for example, I made the Unis Honest one because I really cared about that. But besides that, I guess I'd like to make more commentary videos, but I just do it as they come. The benefit to doing Twitter versus is like, when you're a normal commentary channel, you feel like you gotta hop on most trending topics, even if you don't care about them, and you have to like force out an opinion. Right. Since I can do the trending topics through Twitter versus, I don't need to force out an opinion. I can be completely neutral. And just like read the tweets. And then when I really want to do a commentary video, I actually have something to say, then I can do that. So that's kind of like how I do it now. I have said in the past, and I still stand by it, although I'm not really practicing what I preach, is that I kind of want to like move Twitter versus in a direction where it isn't exclusively drama. Like, for example, I did like Twitter versus PS5 memes and stuff like that.
That was good. I liked
although
that
this
one.
just, yeah. And I just want to like, if you notice for like the intro of some of my Twitter versus videos, that's why I can get the most creative, like with the Project Melody one.
I did see that intro. I know Augie hated it, but I thought it was crusty, but it was so funny. Like, I was so taken aback by it, but like in a good way.
Yeah, I definitely I battled back and forth whether I was going to do that, and I just said, fuck it, might as well test it out. So I do want to be like more creative in that way. I don't just want to be like the text-to-speech guy, even though that's kind of what I am. I kind of want to inject some personality into it, which I can do with like the Twitter versus PS5 memes and like some intros and stuff like that.
Right.
Although there's just too much drama that I feel like I need to cover that I never really get around to doing those type of videos. I only can really do those type of videos when there's nothing going on. Like, let's say there's a complete dead week of drama, then I can do that. Kind of like how when I did the Among Us fascist article. But most of the time there's just drama going on, so I don't have time for that. So that's kind of like the direction I'd like my channel to go in. That's my number one worry with my channel, is that I don't really have a personality attached to it. It's more that people want to watch for the topic and then they dip. So I want more people to be fans of Bowblax rather than fans of just Twitter versus, which is what I'm trying to do subtly without, being completely obnoxious about it.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean by that. Like, you don't like. I can definitely see in some videos where you do try to inject, because you also don't want to ruin the whole. I mean, sometimes you very clearly are biased in a certain situation, but for the most part, you want to stay unbiased, because that's also what people come for. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your own personality in being unbiased.
Yeah, for sure. Like, for example, I don't hide my bias per se, but I do, like, show... I don't let my bias influence which tweets I show. So I'll show both sides, and my bias doesn't influence which tweets I pick, but it influences maybe how I read them or how I, like, introduce them or what have you.
What would you say? Because I was gonna go into the fan questions, but I just thought of more questions now. So, what would you say is your favorite Twitter versus series that you've done?
Series, I like a lot of the Keemstar ones. Keemstar is like my personal favorite thing to cover, because I think his tweets are so hyperbolic and funny. I'm pretty sure if I thought about it, I could find like a definitive favorite video, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head. There's definitely ones I like more than others, but I've just made so many videos, it's hard to like think of all of them and then pinpoint my favorite.
I will say one that I really liked. If I'm going to pick a video and then a series, I think one of my favorite videos that I do actually go back and watch again is the one that involved Ricky Berwick and that other handicapped person, where that person was calling...
Oh, yeah. That one has
Ricky.
A lot of views. People love that
I rewatched that one. I actually rewatched it just a few days ago. It's something about the absurdity of that, like, situation that really, like, it entertains me. And then I actually showed it to a few people as well. I was like, did you see this drama that Ricky was involved in? And, like, none of them had seen it before, but after they saw it, they were like, they, of course, liked they thought it was really funny. And then my favorite series has to be Bunty King. Seeing the way Bunty King reacts to people, and that he just doesn't take his own advice and just, ignore the quote-unquote hate. It's just kind of entertaining. And at the same time, as a former Bunty fan, because I used to be a fan of his long, long ago, it's kind of, like, a little sad that he's kind of gone a little nuts online, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like whenever he sounds rational, he just doesn't follow his own advice, so it's impossible to take him seriously. But yeah, I definitely like that series a lot. It has probably like the lowest views out of any of my series, but I continue to make it because I just enjoy it. So yeah, I would say like the more absurd ones are my favorite. One that I liked a lot, that I just kind of covered because I wanted to, was the one where the esports person thought that having a cop skin in League of Legends was racist. I did that one because I personally enjoyed it. But yeah, just like the little absurd ones, like the Sonic drama as well.
Yes, the Sonic
I haven't done
dramas.
one of those in a while, but I love those. So.
I love that one thumbnail you made where Sonic, and then it has that long sensor.
Yeah. Did the sensor, like, it was meant to be a sensor, but since it, like, wiggled or curved, and then, like, Amy was holding it, it looked like the sensor actually was the black cock. So.
Yeah.
I love the ways people interpreted that.
That was that's probably my favorite, like ironically, my favorite thumbnail of yours. Like, it's so, like, it's just so absurd. And I do really like the absurd Twitter verses because it's like usually those are the ones that unless you are tied to whatever community you're talking about, you're not going to see that. Like I was never going to see all that Sonic drama until you brought it up. And it was endlessly entertaining. But I think that pretty much covers all the questions I had. Danny, do you have any questions that you maybe want to ask?
Why are you gay?
Oh my God.
I am not gay.
You are gay. No.
No. That is a great clip.
I love that meme. Why are you gay? Who says I am gay? You are gay.
What does he say after that? He says, "You are transgender."
No. Well, yeah, there was one, but oh my God, man, if I could find the clip, it was so funny. No, because he goes LGBTQ. He goes lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. What was the other one? LGBT or
LGBTQ.
Oh no. He goes LGBTQ. Where is the H? Homosexual. Where is the H?
Did he say that?
I think he said that. Yeah.
All right. But I think I'll move on to the questions that I was asked. So I'm gonna I have a few non-serious questions here that I'll just quickly run by you. First was from Kales. She wants me to ask you what your favorite Bug Snacks is, and if you actually beat the game or not.
I did beat the game 100%. I got the platinum trophy, and my favorite Bug Snacks is Bunger.
Bunger. I don't know. Say I haven't played Bug Snacks. I did see that clip. There was a.
You should.
I know. Well, I don't have a console for it. Or is it on PS4 as well?
Yeah, it's on PS4 as well.
Oh, well then
That's
maybe
why
He said trophies.
Then maybe I will try.
I said trophies. It makes sense.
I don't get it.
Trophy, because those are like the achievements that you get.
Oh yes.
So that should have answered your question right there, man.
I guess that's true.
Should have listened, Mike.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but there's a PS5 out now.
Oh, is there?
Anyways, what I did see was the clip of where you got like this egg Bug Snacks, and you were just like, an egg? Someone clip. Why were you so bewildered by the egg? I am kind of curious. I don't know if you
have not
remember
seen that clip, so I don't know.
I'll DM it to you. I'll see if Avery
DM
can
me the
send
clip,
it.
and
It's so the way you said it was so funny. Like me, Kales, and the others, we like quote that every now and again.
An egg.
Yeah, that's exactly how you said it. You said an egg. What? You said something like that. Another question that was asked. This was asked by two people, by Hannah and Phil Call. Why won't you shave?
I want to grow a beard. That's basically the answer. And if I shave it off, I am afraid that it will take another year to grow back. I do shave it like a little bit to try and like when like something new grows in, I shave off like the more longer parts to make it like even. But yeah, that's basically the answer.
I will say, as someone,
and it's COVID and I'm inside, so most people don't see me. Like
that's fair. I will say,
and when I do go outside, I have a mask so it covers it. Like if I actually have to go to like a professional interview or anything like that, obviously I'll shave it off so I don't look like a hobo. But
no, yeah, I definitely get that. I always have a beard myself, but I always like to I shave it every now and again. But every time I do, everyone that knows me personally just berates me endlessly.
He looks fucking weird, to say the least.
They just laugh at me endlessly. So it's a good thing we have masks.
Yeah,
So,
but even with the mask on, I'm still like, God, he just looks so fucking like he looks like a child.
yeah, it's endless.
You're a child.
I'm not a child.
yeah, I
No,
don't like
you're-
how I look without a beard either, even though like I pretty much don't have one, and most of the images of me online are without one. But
I do think you looked good
It's
with.
really weird. I don't like it when I'm clean shaven.
I do think you looked good with the short hair. That
he
haircut
should
you got
sport-
recently.
No, he should sport the iDubbbz mustache.
Nobody wants the iDubbbz mustache.
Oh my god, no.
That was his worst fucking.
That's like the
thing.
worst phase of iDubbbz, I think, because that's like you got the simp,
Oh yeah, the whole cuck thing that
the whole
happened.
cuck thing, and well, not only that, he had the mustache on it in the whole thing. So it was just like this is the phase that I don't like.
He took that way too seriously.
He sure did.
Not as seriously as Ethan took it, apparently.
No,
Ethan
nowhere
had
near.
I do quote that. You know the Bowblax. You know the line where he goes, "You're a simpro, you're a simpleton, you're a simple mind."
Yeah,
I
that's a
quote
great
that.
quote.
When that quote came out, I texted it to one of my like high school friends, and he just responded and said, "What did I do to you?" He had no clue the context. Okay, so now I'll get into like and I have to ask this, but we'll edit this and put it at the end of the episode because I think it'll be a fun little bonus meme. Honey wants to ask, will you play team fight tactics with her?
If I have time, honestly, between like me having like just time to myself and then YouTube and shit, like I just don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of time to look at these tweets. I'm not saying it's hard work, it's just time consuming.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, do you, especially with some of your videos go up to 20 minutes, of course it's going to take a while to gather all the tweets from that. I did have a few people ask, and I'm not going to ask you, but they were like, why haven't I been on Twitter Versus yet? It's like, because
Yeah.
not everyone can be on Twitter
I have a
Versus.
light formula to how I do it. It really depends on like how the Twitter Versus is. Some Twitter Versus are like between two people, so like I'll just get all the tweets and replies to that person, or that person has in regards to the situation and the other person has. And basically, like, if you respond to their tweet and then they respond, you're probably going to get in Twitter Versus. If it's not a situation like that, like, for example, I just uploaded Twitter Versus Dream. That was more just his tweet and then the replies to it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a reply that has a lot of likes, then I will add it.
Yeah, that's
those
what
are
I
kind of like
figured.
the two criteria there, yeah.
All right, and one more question.
Well, we have a lot more questions.
Well, for me, anyways.
Oh, from you. Okay.
All right.
Danny, ask a question.
Here we go, man. What's your credit card number?
Oh my God! All right, so we're going back to the actual questions.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, no.
Oh. No. What's the security code? Go, go, go.
Yeah, okay, to continue this interview, we're gonna need 3 numbers on the back of your credit card. Okay, so Taps asked, what would you think if someone did your Twitter Versus but did it on smaller dramas that you don't normally cover?
I would welcome it.
All right. I think you
encourage people to do that.
I think I have heard you say that on stream before. I don't know if it was on an after hours or a gaming stream, but I do remember you saying that.
Yeah, I have said that before.
Yeah.
It probably was on a gaming stream, but basically, like, I want the tweets to be archived. I think it's important, and I just physically can't cover everything.
Yeah.
So if someone else like were to do it on YouTube, I would welcome it.
All right.
Yo, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Right quick?
Oh my God, that's funny.
Probably chocolate chip mint.
Ooh,
That's like the most
isn't
like
that what
common
fucking
that I like.
No,
Oski
he
said
it's
vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah, so chocolate chip mint.
Yeah, that's one that I like that's common. There's other flavors that I like, maybe like a weird flavor that like a specific place has. I can't think of one off the top of my head because I don't have ice cream that much. I like sherbet a lot too. I also like gelato a lot, like the
Yes.
Italian ice cream in particular.
I've been on keto, so I haven't been able to have ice cream in like forever. But yeah, no, I'd say one of my favorites are like the Ben and Jerry's flavors, like the Americone Dream is probably one of my favorites. That one, have you ever had Ben and Jerry's?
No.
So
I might have, but I just haven't paid attention to the brand, I guess. I don't know.
So they come in these like little pints and they'll have specific flavors. So the Americone Dream has pieces of like cone and chocolate and caramel. And like it's just great. It's
pretty delicious, yeah. As a matter of, and you know what's funny now that we're mentioning ice cream flavors, it's weird that Ben and Jerry's, all of their like really cool, really good flavors are from the talk show hosts, like the Tonight Dough, the Americone Dream with Stephen Colbert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's another one, right?
They should have a Conan one because he's the best.
They should have a Conan one.
He is the best talk show host of all time.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Dude, what if we get?
What about a Lily Singh flavor?
No, that flavor would just they would be given away for free.
They'll just be like, yeah, actually, we don't want it at all. Actually,
What? You know what? Let's.
I don't think straight white men would be allowed to have that flavor.
Oh,
that's
It'd be
true.
minorities
That's true.
only.
It's a good thing we're both Hispanics.
I think we're both exactly. They'll be
You're-
like, but you
you're out
look
of-
white, so
Oh yeah, you do look white.
I
Actually,
look very white.
Yeah, you look a little Asian.
You'll
too.
have to take a DNA test.
Well, but here's the thing. Either way, I look like I'm Asian. Therefore, I'm still an ethnicity.
That's true. Fucking hell, you've got that.
I'm
Damn,
blessed.
I'd just be fucked, dude.
Yeah, you would never be able to have Lily Singh's
They'll
flavor.
be like, you can't. You're a white. Are you straight? Okay. Well, if you're gay,
Watch
all right.
Unlike Her comedy. It's the best thing
I'll
ever.
just say I'm autistic, and they're like, oh.
Oh, he's disabled. All right.
Oh, he's still all right. Cool. He's still a minority. Let's get him that
get him
flavor.
Yeah, that's like my only. That's like my only like slight minority card right there. The rest
Right.
is just like straight white man.
Yeah, you know how many times, this is going to be a very short tangent. I'm not going to go into it. You know how many times people call me white because of my arguments on Twitter? I was arguing with people about the whole Augie saying the N-word as a joke thing, and I just kept nonstop getting, well, you can't have opinion on that because you're white. And then I had to I took a picture of my arm to show how dark I am, and they blocked me. They couldn't handle how dark I was.
Oh my God.
Not even that. Just a super quick tangent as well. So when my mom, because obviously me and Mikey play in a band, but we would come over and practice at my house.
Oh yeah.
But when my mom first saw him, she was like, "Oh, is he Mexican?"
Yes, I get
he
that
has
all the time.
a very thick mustache. He's short. He has darker skin tone. So it's like, okay, he looks Mexican.
Hani always calls me a dirty Mexican. It's she's
and
relentless, bro.
And then sometimes the mom would be like, "So is the Mexican coming over?" And I'm like, "Mom, he has a name. His name is Mikey." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, is the Mexican Mikey coming over?"
Oh my god. Racism within the Hispanic community.
Of course.
Yeah, I know about that.
That's a thing.
But anyways, let's get back on
All
to
right,
the
anyways, back on track. Enough of the racism, Mike.
Yeah, no more racism on Gray Street Radio. The next question was from Anonymity. He says, "What is it like to read tweets for a living as your main job?" I guess is what he means.
Some days I just don't want to do it, especially if it's a topic I don't care about.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I mean, it's great. It's the best job I've ever wanted to have. But I mean, reading the tweets can get tiring, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could just talk and put gameplay over it, like fucking Optimus. Or recently Optimus made a video where he forgot to put gameplay and it was just him talking, and I'm just like, holy shit. I wish I could still get views like that. But I mean, realistically, I kind of like the type of videos I make, because there's a lot of hidden perks, especially if stuff goes sideways. Nick talks about this a lot. He's like, oh, what if stuff goes sideways with the drama? Well, for me, I don't have to worry about that because I don't put my direct opinion. And if I do, it's a very light opinion. Oh, that sounds like what it is or whatever. So
Right.
Yeah, it can be stressful though, doing content in drama. When I first started getting into the drama community, with the Pokemon stuff at the end of 2018, it was really, really stressful, and I had to kind of get used to the amount of stress that you can have in the drama community and learn to kind of ignore certain things. So there's definitely a learning curve to doing drama YouTube rather than any other type of YouTube.
Mhm.
And so why you see a lot of these non-drama creators, when they get in drama, they freak out and have bad responses, it's because they're not conditioned for this kind of environment.
Right.
Meanwhile, I am right now, but obviously it took a while to adjust. So
Yeah, the whole being under
that's great.
being under a microscope and then having everyone come at you is definitely not something everyone is built to. But I think it's an important thing to learn, especially if you're going to be a content creator.
Yeah, and you need to learn what's important to focus on, because you can get under. Even Deji has this issue where it's people criticize you and put you under a microscope, and it's bad to ignore all criticism, but there's some things where even if it is valid, you kind of just can't think about it a lot. You can think about it a little, obviously, to improve yourself or what have you, but you can't think about it a lot because there's other things you're doing. You got to focus on making videos, entertaining the people who do support you, and stuff like that. So
Like,
it's definitely like a balance on what you can focus on, because you can't focus on everything. Well, as a small creator, you can, but once you get like bigger, you can't focus on every message, everything that's sent
right,
your
of
way,
course.
right?
I think it's important to listen to what, like, if one rando is saying something to you, then you probably don't have to worry about it. But if there's a group of people saying something to you, then at that point you need to assess how important is that criticism and how you should respond.
Yes.
What I can't stand online is a content creator. This is why I don't like creators like Dunkey. He's a lighter offense to it, but one of the bigger people that like really couldn't handle criticism was Game Theory, and like I couldn't be subscribed to him anymore.
Wait,
when
you're
I
talking
saw
about like Matt Pat?
yeah, Matt Pat, basically Gamer from Mars. So here's this quick story of that. Gamer from Mars made a video on Matt Pat. Matt Pat did a stream called "Responding to My Haters," and he just dismissed everything Gamer from Mars said and called him a hater. So at that point, I was just like, I can't really like respect you in that way anymore, because if you can at least like accept some of the criticisms, or at least, you know, not just brush him off as a hater, then I can't really take you seriously. On top of that, his theories got worse over time anyways. Like, I basically unsubbed from him when he made that Sans is Ness theory. It's like the worst thing I ever saw. Although his theory on are the villagers from Minecraft Jewish, that was a pretty great video. Although that wasn't him. That was Gaijin Goomba, in
Yeah,
fairness.
that was Gaijin Goomba, dude.
Gaijin-
Gaijin Goomba's based.
He's based as hell.
But,
Did you, Danny? Have you ever heard the Goomba Got Back?
What?
Oh my
Is that
god.
a cover? Or something?
I saw that.
You probably
I
should
saw that
not
because
show
of.
that to him.
I'm gonna show it to him. I saw it because of Augie's stream, so now everyone has to see it.
Yeah, I think I told Augie about it. It is probably the most cringeworthy thing on the internet that I've seen.
Wasn't that the same stream where
Off
he
the top
also
of my
played
head.
the beta song?
I'm not sure. That was a very old stream.
Yeah, I remember that one that's one of my favorite after hour streams. I was crying laughing watching that one because it was so cringe.
Dude, Gaijin Gooma's crazy. But yeah, that whole community of like you were talking about like Dunkey and Matt Pat and stuff. That whole like upper echelon of gaming community.
And I wasn't just
that
singling
doesn't-
out
that
the
doesn't
gaming
really
community. I was just saying
Yeah, that-
creators in general who can't really handle criticism.
Yeah. But excluding people like PewDiePie and Markiplier and stuff who are like way higher up, those people are really bad at dealing with drama.
Yeah.
And I know because I was kind of like in that community when they were rising up. Like, even though I like stayed small up until 2018, like, you know, these guys were small or closer to my level around the time I started. Obviously, they outpaced me very quickly, but like I kind of just know that general community is just they have a lot of drama behind the scenes, but they really can't deal with it being public, or they don't deal with it well. One of the greatest examples of this, in my opinion, is Pro Jared, like the way he responded,
Oh yeah.
which is why that drama was so entertaining for me, because it's like these guys are like completely out of their element, and he's like being blasted in front of everybody.
Mhm.
Obviously, I don't approve of the false pedo allegations, but
Right.
the drama was just fun to interact with, regardless, at least from me.
I mean, the
and
pictures that
in
came
that
out from
communi-
him were just they were just funny at the end of the day.
Yeah, the memes were hilarious too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in that community, I kind of didn't make a lot of friends in the gaming community because I was always kind of like an outlier. Like people, and I'm not talking about like Matt Pat or whatever, because these people like far surpassed me, and they were older than me. I was like a kid at the time,
Right.
So I'm not talking about these people in particular, but like the smaller group of people who have now like quit YouTube, doing similar things at the time. They all saw me as like the troublemaker, the drama guy, and they didn't. Even though I didn't do drama content at that time, I was very much pro drama. So I didn't really like fit in with their group at all. And when I switched to the commentary community, I was very surprised with how many friends I was making and how
Yeah.
many people I was getting along with, because they thought more like me. Like I really didn't fit into that community as well.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, I think when you really look at, because because of Among Us, I basically started, because I've been in the commentary, community. I've been watching videos. I even used to make commentary videos. But like I've been in the community since like 2016, but I never was in the community so to say, like having friends and all that stuff. But it was after
Yeah.
it was after Among Us blew up that's where I started meeting people like Turtle and Honey and other regulars in Augie's chat. And then I started joining servers, and now I've become like genuine friends with some of these people, I feel. And it's funny how like it really is like that kind of like, oh, it's rough on the outside, but like it's good, like they're good on the inside kind of community. It's like, yeah, we're all a bunch of like, everyone in the community are a bunch of like edgelords, and we make all these horrible, like, to anyone that's outside of the community, like these horrible jokes. But like when you actually get in, it is like most of the people I've interacted with have been actually very welcoming. Like Taps, for example, she's trans, and she's been nothing but welcomed in the community so far. And
Yeah, 100%.
I think
I think. Yep.
no, I'm sorry. Go on.
No. Well, I was about to say that like Augie's chat and general community is like a great example of this, to where most people looking in, they're like, oh, this is toxic as hell. Like, obviously Augie's making like these misogynistic jokes all the time and being like very close to the edge. We always pretend we're about to say the N-word, stuff like that. But literally, like, and even the chat kind of emulates that behavior to an extent. But it kind of like, I think Augie said it best, where he says no one can get worse than him. So he draws like a pretty distinct line, and it creates a community where we go to the edge, but we don't go too far, and then we can focus on like the good things. So yeah, I think the hard on the outside, soft on the inside is a really good analogy, because I see these other communities which you would think would be more inclusive, like, oh, the pro Jared community, where I think he made a video where he was like, oh, I'm all about inclusivity and safe space or whatever. But at the same time, you really feel, I feel like in that community, and obviously I'm not in the communities,
Right.
and I'm sure not everybody thinks this way, and there's genuinely good people in it, but I feel like it's like you can't really be yourself, like it's forced positivity type thing.
Yes.
And I don't know, I feel like Augie's community is just a lot more like natural and genuinely like good-hearted, but also down with edgy jokes.
Yeah, like
for example, we'll make jokes about like, haha, we're far right or whatever, but we 100% accept trans people, gay people, etc., which a normal like Nazi community wouldn't. Like Ralph's community, I'm not saying Ralph's community is all Nazi, but like the Ralph Retorts community wouldn't really accept it as well. So
yeah, like I think a good example of this is, and this isn't to like harp on Edwin, because I think Edwin, he's from what I've seen, he seems to be a good guy, but every time I've gone into his chat, it's been like way more toxic than Aki's chat. And I'm not sure why it gets like that. But
yeah, it's because Augie says stuff that they disagree with, and then they get toxic. But I think the unique part of Augie's community, especially after hours, since we have varied opinions, I mean, I'm left-leaning, Augie's right-leaning, is that we're acceptant of all ideas.
Yeah.
So we're not just we don't accept diversity just like skin color or whatever. Obviously we do, but we also accept diversity of opinion, which I think is super important.
Yeah.
And far right or far left communities lack that. So.
Yeah, I think what's great about the community is it's pretty much I think what really ties us all together is that we can all agree on our opinions of free speech. Like, we all want to be able to make the jokes that we want to make, but also be able to have the differing opinions that we have as well. And I think that's what is great about the community. And even then, the same way you would say, because it's been said before, the commenting community is like the police of the internet, quote unquote. Like, they police other people and whatnot. Even in the small scale, like in Turtle server, when there is someone that does turn out to be toxic, and we feel that they need to be like, people need to be made aware of them. I think the plutonium, I'm not going to bring it up that heavily, but the plutonium B situation was a perfect example of that. It was this person who was very, very toxic in the community, so they were kind of like weeded out of it, and because they were being crazy, saying that they were going to dox Augie or whatever. Just like, so I think
we don't let that shit fly. Like Lucky Phil's another example, and a bigger example is like Pescator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like,
I do love
but it's not like we just oust people immediately too.
Yeah,
like,
we always give them a chance.
I want to make that clear, because there's people like A-Star where he's made like a mistake recently, but he's not like fully ousted from the community. I would not say that.
Yeah.
So
And there's always the opportunity. There's always the opportunity for someone to, become better and try and come back
yeah,
in.
and we're all very fair. It's like if someone's doxing or doing like crazy shit, right?
Right.
And we're all yeah. I think the community's very fair, but also we don't let shit slide at the same time.
Yeah, like there's obviously, we're very fair, but we obviously have our lines, doxing, yeah, you're done for, pedophilia, you're definitely done for. It's like we obviously have our own lines. I will say though, on the whole Pescator thing, I thought it was very funny that he actually responded to my DMs. The way he responded to me was, it couldn't have been more perfect, pretty much. Although I don't know if he heard my song. I hope he did. I hope he enjoyed it.
You probably saw it.
Well, he did you? Because I sent you the screenshot. Did you see what he said to me?
No.
Oh, okay,
I
so
don't remember.
yeah. So basically, what happened was I DM'd him saying, "Oh, please, Pescator, listen to my song. I worked really hard on it." And then he's just like, "Cool. Did you make any money on it?" And I said, "Actually, I did." Because technically, the band released merch after that, and some of the people, in the community did buy some of our merch after they.
Nice.
So technically, yeah, I did. And then he's like, "How much? $2 or $3?" And then he blocked me after that. So he doesn't even know how much I
Well.
made. Rip. But okay, so the next question was Planet wanted to know. Oh, actually, I kind of asked you that. It was if you were open to making content other than Twitter Versus, but you kind of answered that.
Yeah, I kind of did.
But the other thing she asked was, how does YouTube guidelines affect your channel? Do they have any effect on you as of right now?
I think for the most part, like logically, the Twitter versus content kind of is outside of the realm of bullying and harassment. Although some videos have gone flagged in the past for it, like the Ethan Klein one.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about. It's one of those things. Like, remember when I said like, I need to focus on certain things, less or more, and that's one of the things I focus on less because like I really cannot control the YouTube TOS. It's mostly out of my control, and I'm doing things like the most in the most respectful way possible. Like I don't say the N word in my videos, even if it's like a tweet. I don't
Mhm.
I don't say the F word either. The gay one, not fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm generally not like hostile or like digging into people in my videos. So
Yeah. The only time I've ever
yeah,
seen you
for the
get
most part,
the only time I
yeah.
ever saw you get aggro was in one of the Bunty videos. But that was like, it wasn't even that aggressive. Like I've seen you way more aggressive on After Hours, for example.
Yeah, for sure. I think I was way more aggressive in my older videos.
Mhm.
But now I'm pretty like neutral. And to me that doesn't cross any of the guidelines, but YouTube might disagree, but at the end of the day I can't control that. So I just do the best I can without like compromising or like watering down my content. Like the videos I make are the way I make them. It's not like, oh, I really wanted to say the N word there, or I really wanted to say anything that, like,
Right.
obviously, like the videos I make, like the videos that come out, are basically how I want them to be, outside of like maybe changing music, because copyright. So, yeah, it's something that might affect my channel, the TOS, but it's something I can't really spend time worrying about because it's out of my control. So
Yeah. And I think the final question I have here was from Lance, and he says, "Do you think Zaptai will actually come back?"
that's completely up to him. I know the audience is 100% welcome and receptive to him coming
yeah.
back. I don't think he'll get any hate if he comes back. If he does come back, he probably should come back under another name, which I know in the Nick interview he said he would. But he wouldn't hide the fact that he is Zaptai, which I think is perfect because, like, if people find him, like, new people, they won't associate with him with the name Zaptai, but people who know him will know that he's Zaptai, and that'll be, like, a positive for him. So, Because it's only, like, being known as Zaptai is only a negative for brand new people who don't know the full context, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to look up Zaptai, and then they see the controversy without, like, Nick's videos or whatever, and they're like, oh, shit. But I'm pretty sure everyone who knows Zaptai now and is invested in him as a content creator has seen Nick's videos and Turkey Tom's videos, so as long as he continues without being named Zaptai, I think he will be 100% fine, and he'll only get support. Whether he will do that or not, that's completely up to him, and I have no idea if he will or not. I mean, the fact that he went on Nick's interview shows that he has some interest, but at the same time, I could easily see him disappearing off the face of the planet again. So, I don't know.
Well, I think that's everything that we have for you. We want to thank you, of course, for coming on to this podcast.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Bowblax.
Yes, we'd like to thank him again, even though we've said it like 20 times. But, I think it went well. I was very interested in I think a lot of what he said was interesting.
Now that feller Bowblax, he's a cool feller because he knows all about the Twitterverse and all the people on the Twitters.
Yeah, he is very well acquainted with the
acquainted.
YouTubes and the Twitters.
That's incredible.
But yeah, we're not going to keep you guys here that long. We know this was it wasn't that long of an episode, but it's been a while, so we're not going to try and get
It's been a while since we've actually gone up to 50.
Yes, our last couple of episodes were much shorter. And the next episode, I think you'll expect it to be short as well. We're probably going to just talk about our favorite Christmas movies and our favorite things about Christmas, because next episode we'll probably be releasing either on or the day after Christmas.
Yeah. So, be on the lookout for...
Nothing.
Yeah,
because by the time this comes out, the song and the new merch will already be out.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, you know what? As you're listening to this,
be on the lookout for our show tomorrow, unless it's bad, in which case we will not upload it.
We're not going to upload it if it's bad.
But if it's good, you're going to hear it. We're actually going to perform our full album that will hopefully release by the end of next year.
Yeah. So we're kind of like giving everyone a sneak peek as to how the album's going to sound.
Yeah, obviously it'll be the live version.
Wow, what if we release a live version of the album before? What the
I think we could eventually, once we play enough shows, we could compile all the best performances and release a live album that way.
That would be so cool, yeah. But we would also need to get the recording gear for it, which is very possible.
We need to get the gear to start streaming. You know how many times people keep telling me that they want to see us, they want to see our live show, but they want to see it as we're performing it?
Yeah, it'd be cool. But it's going to take a bit of time, a bit of money.
Yeah, a bit of time and money. But rest assured, as soon as we're able to do it, you guys can expect that.
Yes, breast assured.
Yes. So funny.
Thank you.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you next week. Hopefully we won't go on another 3-week break, but life is like that sometimes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had a whole ass house to move into.
Exactly. I understand.
And now because of that, Mike is going to go ahead and buy a new house. All right.
We love you guys. Peace out.